News at Noon starts now.
The community is reacting today to the proposed takeover of Beaumont ISD, what leaders are saying, and the process the TEA follows in these matters. And a blow to federal election laws. The Supreme Court strikes down some limits on how much you can donate in a single election season. Why some are worried today's divided ruling could have an immediate impact on November's congressional midterm elections. Hello, everyone. I'm Mary Sturgill.
And I'm meteorologist Jeff Gerber. Thanks for joining us on 12 News at Noon.
And of course, our top stories are coming up. But first, Jeff has a look at today's forecast.
Lots of clouds out there. We even had a little bit of drizzle, light rain this morning.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
Where was I?
I don't know, sleeping in maybe? Let's take a look.
I won't say.
Through this afternoon, we'll see lots of clouds and temperatures are getting up there close to 80 degrees today. We'll go upper 70s with south to southeasterly winds anywhere between about 10, 20 miles per hour. Looks like as we head into tomorrow, a pretty good chance of rain late in the day. And then over the weekend, we'll also see a pretty decent chance of rain. We'll have your 7-day forecast in just a little while.
Okay, as long as the rain does not hamper any of our fair plans, then we'll be okay.
We're trying to do that. We'll see.
Okay, will you do this over your monitors over there?
Yes.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. All right, well, the Texas Education Commissioner, Michael Williams, will visit the Beaumont Independent School District tomorrow. But a spokeswoman from the Texas Education Agency tells us not to expect any major announcements from him this soon. It will be up to Commissioner Williams to decide if he'll accept a recommendation from TEA investigators for a state takeover of Beaumont ISD. Now, if Williams pulls the trigger, he'll appoint a board of managers to run the day-to-day operations, and the power of the current elected board members will be suspended. The board of managers would be selected from community members and be in place for no longer than 2 years. Williams would also appoint a superintendent.
In the past, in some of the districts this has occurred, the superintendent has already left and there's been an interim in place, or once the board of managers was appointed, the superintendent resigned, allowing the commissioner to appoint a new superintendent.
BISD Board President Gwen Ambrose hopes the district gets another chance. She said, quote, "We are trying to right the ship, and we understand we are not perfect." And today, community organizations are reacting to the news of the recommended takeover. The Jefferson County Medical Society President Dr. Garrett Peel sent 12 News this statement. He says, "As leaders in our community, we as physicians feel strongly that we must recommend a change to the leadership of BISD. We must come together as a community quickly to support the dedicated teachers of BISD so they, with us, can help secure the future of our children." And the League of United Latin American Citizens told us the community does not have the confidence in the district, and they are happy to see outside intervention. Meanwhile, parents are left wondering what this could mean for their students. But State Representative Joe Desatel says the takeover should not affect students all that much.
I think the commissioner is going to assure people, if he makes any statement, and I don't know, and I can't speak for him, that the accreditation is not at jeopardy. And that's what, as a parent, you know, of a student, I would be concerned about. That's the kind of black mark that will follow you to a graduate school or to a college.
And you, of course, can visit our website to see a copy of the final report and reaction from around the area, including our interviews and past stories on BISD woes. And for continuing coverage of the investigation into BISD, of course, stay with 12newsnow.com for the very latest. In a consumer alert, Chrysler is recalling nearly 870,000 SUVs to install a shield to protect brake boosters from water corrosion. Jeep Grand Cherokee and Dodge Durango SUV models from the years 2011 through 2014 will be inspected and will have the boosters replaced where it's necessary. Chrysler says joints in the brake boosters can corrode, making the vehicle's brakes more difficult to use. Having declared his signature health care initiative a success, President Obama heads to Michigan today to advance another top domestic priority, raising the minimum wage. In a speech at the University of Michigan, he'll renew his call to Congress for an increase in the minimum wage to $10.10 an hour. Later, the president heads to Chicago for 2 fundraising events for the Democratic National Committee. Well, an 8.2 earthquake struck off of Chile's coast last night, sparking a tsunami warning and forcing the evacuation of hundreds of thousands of people on the country's coast. As Mark Parter reports, the death toll currently stands at 6.
Fires raged in northern Chile overnight, triggered by the intense shaking of a powerful 8.2 earthquake striking in the Pacific Ocean. The epicenter was 76 miles off the coast of a mining town in northern Chile, near the border with Peru. The quake was followed by tsunami warnings up and down the Pacific coast, even as far away as Hawaii. Hundreds of thousands were evacuated along the Chilean coast, including homes for the elderly, leading to a series of traffic jams from fleeing residents.
This earthquake occurred in an area of plate convergence where one plate subducts underneath the other. It's a similar kind of earthquake to what we've seen in Japan and in Sumatra in the last few years.
Chile's long, narrow borders are situated along the Ring of Fire, the area encircling most of the Pacific Ocean that is home to the overwhelming majority of the world's seismic and volcanic activity. Just 4 years ago, Chile suffered a magnitude 8.8 quake that killed over 500 residents. It is also the victim of the largest earthquake in recorded history, a 9.5 quake in 1960 that killed several thousand.
Power outages and landslides blocking roads were also reported, and some 300 female prisoners escaped from a penitentiary during the quake. The big question now, is this it, or will this be followed by another big earthquake, as has happened there in the past? Back to you.
Some areas saw tsunami waves higher than 6 feet, and more than 20 aftershocks have been reported so far. In another blow to the federal election laws, the United States Supreme Court today eliminated limits on the total amount people can donate to various political campaigns in a single election season. However, the court left intact the current $2,600 limit on how much an individual can give to any single candidate. At issue is whether those regulations in the Federal Election Campaign Act violate the First Amendment rights of contributors. The divided 5-4 ruling could have an immediate impact on November's congressional midterm elections and add another layer of high-stakes spending in the crowded political arena. Well, the man who came to represent corporate greed in the savings and loan scandal of the 1980s, Charles Keating, has died. Keating was convicted of fraud, racketeering, and conspiracy in both state and federal trials and served over 4 years in prison following the collapse of the Lincoln Savings and Loan. In 1996, all the verdicts were overturned on appeals in exchange for pleading guilty to lesser charges. It is estimated that Keating's actions cost taxpayers about $2.6 billion, though he always insisted he did nothing wrong. Keating was 90 years old.
In the next couple of mornings.
Okay, so here's my suggestion for the fair going with the 50s and the 60s and the 40% of rain. Go on Friday, but also go the other days. But save your time for when it's raining to go inside to the exhibit halls and shop and see all the exhibits inside, and then the shower will pass, and then come back outside and play.
Yeah. if you're going Friday, you can get some outside stuff done. If you're going maybe Sunday, you maybe want to try to shoot for some indoor stuff.
Yeah, all right. All right, speaking of the fair, tonight is Buddy Night. I believe we have a graphic showing you that information on the screen, if we can put that up. Tonight is Buddy Night at the fair. So it's $15 ride wristbands with a coupon. It's 2 for 1, basically, is what that means. And you can get those coupons. You have to have the coupons. Get them at select Sonic drive-ins. And, of course, the wristbands are $20 without the coupon.
So you pay the full admission and I get them free.
Exactly. Pretty
I like
much.
that.
Except for you.
Thanks, buddy.
If we went together, you would be sharing that with me.
What?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not a buddy.
It's a buddy. You have it.
Whatever.
I don't know if I want to go with you now. Speaking of the fair, I want to share some of the pictures that many people have been sending in to us. You can either do it on Instagram or on our Facebook page. How cute are these kids on the camel?
Oh, that's cool.
Love that, yeah. And that looks like a lot of fun. Although that does not look like a little kid to me, but maybe it is.
Yeah, it is. Oh.
That is a great face paint. And then, of course, the rodeo was this weekend.
I love this shot.
This shot is amazing. This was taken from the top of the Ferris wheel. And I don't know if they enhanced it at all, but whether they did or not, it's still amazing.
It looks like it might have a little Instagram kind of...
It might have a little Instagram-ish stuff going on. Speaking of which, if you post on Instagram or Twitter, use the hashtag SouthTXFair. So that we can find it, and we'll post it on our website, or you can just post it on our Facebook page, and we will share them in our slideshow right here so everybody can see what a great time you are having at, there's that one again, at the South Texas State Fair.
That's
Love
everybody
it.
running in?
That's opening night or opening afternoon.
Good times out there.
Yeah, I can't wait to go. Have you been yet?
I have not been. I've been wanting to go, but I've just been so busy.
You have a lot of softball stuff
My
going on
daughter plays softball, so it's like 2 or 3 games a week, so it's been real busy. Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm planning on this weekend, so I'll be dodging the rain with everybody else. Thank you for that. I about called you Patrick, Jeff. All right, still to come on 12.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure Patrick will love that one. Still to come on 12 News at Noon. Miss Whiskers is up for adoption. We'll show you what makes her a real cool kitty when we pause for pets later in the show. But first, a time capsule from 1966 is unearthed by a contractor. What heartwarming story is uncovered along with that capsule? That's in Senior Spotlight after the break. In our Senior Spotlight, construction crews break down walls and gut houses every day across the country. But Joe Dana has the story of a time capsule recently discovered at a Phoenix home and the efforts to track down the family who buried it way back in 1966.
Sometimes in life, we draw up blueprints.
Now we're ripping out a bunch of the walls, redoing the pool.
But fate has other plans.
Wow. I just think I'm going to value things a little bit differently.
That lesson hit home recently for contractor John Murray. You see, while knocking down walls of this 1950s North Phoenix 4-bedroom, John discovered the contents of a partially opened time capsule.
We've done hundreds of houses. I've never seen anything like this before.
There was a photo of a family from another era, an open letter written for a future generation.
This time capsule is being buried on September 27th, 1966. We are a family of 4.
The message penned by a 33-year-old Betty Klug.
The Vietnam War is still going on. Racial situation very serious. Boys have long hair resulting from the beetle craze.
John Bruce. It turns out Betty's husband, Bruce, now 79 years old, lives in Scottsdale. As John presented the contents of the time capsule to Bruce,
There's a picture there.
It was all new to him. Bruce says he was unaware his wife left all of this behind in their old home.
Buried on September 27th. Geez, that's my birthday.
The letter would become a delayed birthday gift to Bruce. 10 years after she deposited the time capsule in the walls of their home, Betty died in a car crash.
I don't know how I did it. Went back to work within a week. We had the best marriage. Not once did we argue about anything.
For a few moments on this afternoon, this letter would unearth old memories.
That's where we met, in Oak Park.
Each sentence prompting a precious recollection.
Northwest bedroom view.
Time capsules provide observations about politics and culture, but Bruce says if there is a message here, it is to value who you love. Because, as Bruce will tell you, things don't always go as planned.
I enjoyed it, thanks.
It's been an awesome experience, for sure.
Stone segment today, we would like to recognize the Little Cypress Mauriceville High School one-act play company who claimed the District 24A championship with their production of Leading Ladies. The district championship was held this past Saturday at the Lamar State College, Port Arthur. Earning individual awards were Emily Corley, Outstanding Technician, Alex Burrell and Rebecca Sanford, All-Star Cast, and Tristan Stringer, Best Actor. The group, under the direction of LCM Theater Director Corey Brook and Theater Assistant Carolyn Hennigan, will now advance to area competition on Saturday, April 12th at Atascocita High School. Also, a big congratulations to Alana Jade Chatham, who this past weekend was awarded the title of Golden Triangle Petite Miss Heart of the USA. Alana Jade is the daughter of Heidi Bertrand and Larry Chatham of West Orange. She and her fellow contestants donated over 1,800 cans of food for the Southeast Texas Food Bank. Alana Jade will be representing the Golden Triangle at the 2014 Texas State Miss Heart of the USA, where she will compete for scholarship money. Winners of the 2014 Texas State pageant will advance to the Miss Heart of the USA National in Orlando, Florida, where they will have the opportunity to compete for a $5,000 scholarship. And you can submit your milestone by going to our website at 12newsnow.com and finding the entry form under our contest tab. That entry form can also be found on our KBMT 12 Facebook page. We'll share your milestones every day right here on 12 News at Noon, whether it be birthdays, anniversaries, or retirements. And every Friday, we will announce one lucky winner who will receive a free floral arrangement from Blooms by Claybar Floral. Let's pause for pets now with Miss Whiskers. This kitty is an 8-month-old black domestic medium hair mix. Her beautiful black whiskers accessorize her black fur perfectly when she is indoors, but her fur turns a brownish sheen when she's in the sunlight, which is kind of cool. Miss Whiskers loves to be held on her human shoulders and have her back scratched. You can visit Miss Whiskers at the Humane Society of Southeast Texas, which is located on Spindletop Road in Beaumont, to see if she would be the ideal kitty for your family.
Need to break out the umbrella over the next couple of days. Today we'll just see a slight chance for an isolated shower here or there, but tomorrow rain chances shoot up to about 60% as we get in late in the afternoon into tomorrow evening. Friday looks dry, but then another round of some rain looks like it's going to creep in here late Saturday into Sunday. And then as we get into the next week, it looks like it's going to be kind of dry. But like I said, keep the umbrella handy. Very warm temperatures will be at least at 70 degrees or above over the next 7 days, and overnight lows in the 60s and 50s.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Well, if you are a history buff, this is for you. 4 historic documents that mark the civil rights changes and progress in our country are being shown together for the first time. Presidents Lyndon B. Johnson and Abraham Lincoln are 2 vastly different men who led this country 100 years apart from each other, but share similar legacies in the civil rights movement. Now, the main focus of the exhibit are Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation and the resolution proposing the 13th Amendment to the Constitution, as well as Johnson's Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. The display coincides with the Civil Rights Summit, which will be April 8th through the 10th, of course, in Austin.
Have a great afternoon.